How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. And a bit of a cloudy morning on the farm. It is clearing up a little bit later on apparently, so I'm looking forward to that because it is a little bit chilly with that cloud cover. But we are in our linseed field, and two reasons for that. Firstly, well, I just wanted to check how the field is doing, and everything is looking really good, very healthy, and we are getting ever closer to harvesting this. And the second reason is what we are going to do with this field once we have harvested. Now, I've said a few times that I maybe want to use this piece of land to build a little log cabin or a small house, and we'll probably just put the rest of it back to grass and effectively use it as a lawn. But now that I'm down here, that's going to be a very big lawn. The picture in my mind that I had of this field was much smaller than what it actually is when you're down here. And I know that sounds weird, but the thing is we don't come down to this field very often. So yeah, the picture that I had in my mind was just very different to what the reality is. So that is going to be a very, very big lawn. So I don't think we are going to do that. Now, I do think if we build a little house, it'll probably be towards this end of the field. And then we'll have all of that space. Now, I still think I don't want to farm this. Even if we do put it back to grass, I don't think we'll use it for silage, but I think I may have a better idea. We were talking recently about grain bins and where we can put them. Well, there's going to be a lot of space here for grain bins, so maybe that is not a bad idea, maybe even one or two sheds. My only concern with that is access. The access to this field is not great. We do have a gate over there. The problem is if we use that, firstly, it's a very narrow road, so getting in here with any sort of a long vehicle, long trailers or a truck is going to be a problem. Getting in and out actually is going to be a problem. But also, we have to drive all the way down, all the way around that massive field, past the farmer's market off in the distance there, and then into the yard. Or we can use our little road here, but this is just really a small, well, access road for quad bike and side by side, and we have used it for the tractor before, but even just with that, it's a bit sketchy. So if you have a top heavy trailer on a tractor or a truck coming through here, it's not going to be a fun experience. I mean, we can fix it. We'll probably have to make that field a little bit smaller if we do fix it. We'll definitely have to level it because it is leaning towards the creek, and yeah, that's not going to be fun, like I say, with anything that's top heavy. Even with the tractor at the moment, it's not a great experience, but I mean, it can be done. We'll probably have to take this little tree down, but it could work because the bridge is wide enough and it's sturdy enough, so I'm not too worried about that. It's just the road. I don't know. The other concern is, are we splitting the farm too much? Because we've already got the main farm, we've now got the south farm, and if we do sheds and grain bins over here, we're effectively going to have an east farm as well. I mean, it's not a big deal. It just feels like it might become a little bit, well, inefficient. I don't know. I think I'll have to just put some thought into that. Sit on it for a while. We do have time. Obviously, this is going to be probably a few weeks before it's ready to harvest, and you know, we're not pushed in terms of time to do anything with this property. It's going to come down to money as well, of course. But yeah, I would kind of like to just have some form of a plan in place for when the time comes. But yeah, I'll think about it a little bit, and we'll see what we'll end up doing there. But yeah, maybe putting grain bins there and maybe one or two sheds is not the worst idea. But we have got quite a bit of work that needs doing on the farm. We need to work on this field here. We need to do quite a bit of work over on the west field, which was the canola field. We want to take some vegetation out there and trees out. I don't know if we're going to get to that today, but I do want to get to this field today. So we need to do cultivating here. I want to get this ready for seeding again. So we'll have to get the Ford fired up, and we'll head down to the south farm, and we'll grab the cultivator because that's all stored over there. And I think we'll probably have to head to the shop at some point today and get a silage fork or grapple for the front loader on the Ford, because I want to get the silage sold. Prices are steadily going down, but we need that bunker, so we can't really sit on it any longer. So yeah, we'll have to go grab that, and then we'll probably try and get that sold today. We'll load up the forage wagon, and we'll get that all sold. And that'll clear up the bunker so that when the sale goes through for the property down the road that we are currently in the process of buying, we'll have space to put that grass once we mow it. So yeah, lots to do, a lot to do, and it feels like we don't have enough time to do it. It's kind of annoying that sometimes there's absolutely nothing to do, and other times it feels like you've got a million things to do and not nearly enough time to do it. I did notice that our neighbors are growing corn on this big field, which is kind of interesting because that is not a common crop over here. So I'm eager to see how that goes for them. I hope they do well, but yeah, that will definitely be interesting. I kind of like it. It looks beautiful. Cornfields just look so good. But yeah, very interesting decision to go for corn over there. But anyway, we are going to grab the cultivator here, and we are going to head back to the east field, and we are going to get that cultivated, and we'll have it ready for seeding. We are not going to do fertilizer spreading before we do the cultivating this time around, just because we are putting down fertilizer while we seed. Our plant or seeder does have that ability, so yeah, we do put fertilizer down when we seed, and we do an application once the crop starts to grow a little bit as well, so that should be sufficient. So we don't need to do any application now before we get the cultivating done. But yeah, our soybeans, I did mention that I brought it over here, so we'll sit on that for a few more weeks until prices are looking better, and we'll get that sold as well. Yeah, the forage wagon here, we'll have to get that out, and like I mentioned, we'll have to get a silage fork for the Ford. And there's not a lot there, but I think we'll probably have to do about 2 or 3 trips with that trailer. And yeah, hopefully we'll end up making a nice chunk of money. But anyway, we are going to get this hooked up. We're going to head to that field and we'll get it knocked out. So for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, so that is job done, and really didn't take too long at all, and that cultivator does do a great job, and it's quite a nice width as well, so jobs really don't take long with it. Yeah, the west field over here, that obviously needs cultivating as well, but since we are going to be making this field a little bit bigger, we're going to be taking out that big tree over there and some of those big bushes And we'll come through with the plow and we'll make it a little bit bigger on this side as well as the far side. So we're going to do that first, and then we'll come back with the cultivator and we'll cultivate the entire field and get that ready for seeding as well. But we are probably not going to do that today, as quite a bit of work involved in that. And what I want to do is I want to get rid of that silage. So we'll get the front loader hooked up. We'll probably have to grab that weight as well, because we'll go straight from the shop to the south farm. We need to get this bag lifter off of here as well. Drop that. Perfect. Alright, let's get that weight hooked up. But yeah, hopefully the silage forks aren't too expensive, and hopefully they do have something in stock. I haven't actually phoned to ask, but I think in an area like this, they'll probably have things like that on hand, because it's something that would be in a fair bit of demand, I would imagine. But yeah, hopefully they have something lying around, and hopefully it's not too expensive. I would imagine it's not, but yeah, maybe I'm in for a nasty surprise, but I think it'll be fine. But yeah, I reckon we'll probably do about 2, maybe 3 loads of the forage wagon. And the place where we are taking the silage to is not too long of a drive. It's not as close as the farmer's market, unfortunately, but it's not too bad. Unfortunately, the Ford isn't the quickest thing in the world, so it might take a little while if we do end up doing 3 trips. But anyway, hopefully it'll be worth it in the end. I'm hoping for somewhere in the region of about 10,000 pounds off of the silage that we have there, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, we are going to grab the silage fork and we'll head back to the south farm, and we'll open that up and see what it looks like, and then we'll get loading and selling. Alright, so they did luckily have quite a bit of stock over there. Unfortunately though, they're a lot more expensive than what I thought they were, so we ended up paying £2,900 for this. Now, I didn't just go for a normal silage fork, I went for the grapple, so that'll make loading a little bit easier, and also the capacity is a little bit higher as a result. But yeah, a bit on the expensive side, but I guess a piece of equipment like this will stick around the farm for many, many years to come, so we will definitely get our money's worth out of it. But yeah, quite a menacing looking piece of kit there. That kind of looks like it could hurt, but yeah, I think it's going to do the job just fine. So we'll have to get the trailer out, and I'll probably stick it over here sort of sideways so that we can load into it nice and easily. But let's open this up and see what it actually looks like. Our timing on this, ooh, that looks very nice actually. Let's get that bit. Fantastic. Yeah, that looks great. But yeah, the timing on this is perfect, because obviously we are in the process of buying another field just down the road here, a big grass field, and we are going to need this bunker empty for when we mow that, because we're going to do the same thing that we did over here. We'll mow it as is, and then we'll get the grass in here, or the chaff, and then we'll plow that all in. We'll lime it, fertilize it, and reseed it, so that we know we get the highest yield off of that field. But also we need this money to help pay for that field, so yeah, timing is spot on. Anyway, I need to get the weight off of here. I'll get the trailer into position, I'll get the weight back on, and yeah, then we'll start filling. So we'll do that all in a nice time lapse for you guys. So yeah, we're gonna jump straight into it. So for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, so that is job done. Unfortunately though, that ended up taking much longer than it should have, because we ran into quite a big problem straight off the bat. It is something that I was concerned about, but I honestly thought we'd be okay. The issue is our forage wagon is simply too tall. So I can just about reach over it with the front loader and the silage fork. The problem is I can't actually tilt the fork downwards to drop the silage into the trailer. So I had to resort to our other trailer. And of course we only have the one available at the moment because we have our field bean sitting in this trailer. And by the way, I'm pretty sure I referred to this as soybeans earlier this morning. It's field bean that we have sitting in there. But yeah, the problem is this trailer has about a third of the capacity of our forage wagon, which means we had to do 3 times more trips to get everything sold, which was painful. But we did end up getting everything sold, and we actually ended up making a fair bit of money. So we made a smidge over £13,500, which is really not bad at all. So we are currently sitting on £57,472. But yeah, we will have to figure out some sort of a solution for that problem. I guess if we had both trailers, it wouldn't have been as bad. I think we could get by with that. The other thing that we could think about is maybe building a ramp somewhere here just to give us a bit of extra height so that we can actually fill up the forage wagon. So that is an option. But really, I think our biggest problem is the silage fork. It is just simply too small. Because we didn't have much in here, and it took a long time to fill even a small trailer. And if we have 3 big fields worth of silage in here, that is going to take absolutely forever. Regardless of what we are filling, we still need to get it full. So yeah, I don't think the front loader with that silage fork is going to cut it, to be honest. The problem is, I think the solution for that is going to be very expensive, because the only thing I can think of is a wheel loader, and I know that even old ones are quite expensive, so a bit of a problem there, I think. But a wheel loader with a nice big silage fork would be amazing, because then whatever we are filling, we can at least get it filled up quickly. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what we are going to do in that regards, because we are going to need a better solution. We're definitely going to need a better solution. But yeah, at the moment financially we are doing pretty good, but we are going to have to fork out probably around £43,000 for the field down the road here very soon. And yeah, then we're sort of back to square one. But we will have a bit of time before we actually have silage ready to go in here. So maybe by that point we'll be in a financial position where we could look at maybe an old wheel loader, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. But we are going to leave it there for today. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you all next time.